Hi there! In the last video we started to talk about narcissistic trauma, so let's continue about that. In the last video we were talking about a narcissistic trauma that you will have after any relationships with a narcissist. I will leave that video in the description section for you to watch it if you didn't watch it. There you will get more complete information about narcissistic trauma and how it expresses itself in your behavior, and why people that might behave narcissistic actually not narcissists. So watch that video to find answers to all these questions. Basically, in that video we were talking about narcissistic trauma of compensatory nature. So that narcissistic trauma is basically behaves the opposite of how narcissistic relationships made you feel. There is another type of narcissistic trauma, which is defeated way of narcissistic trauma. About that we will talk in a different video. So now we are talking about what to do and what you can do about this compensatory way of a narcissistic trauma. When you are really trying hard, when your life is spinning all around, trying to show something who you are really not, when you are really trying hard to show successful success in all the social nets, when you are really trying hard to show that you are more beautiful than you really are, when you are trying to show that you have more money than you really do, when you are really trying so hard to show that you are more successful than you really are, and you sacrifice everything in your life to be able to prove that, to be able to achieve this point, when you can show that off, apparently mostly in social net, and you cannot stop doing that, you really struggle, you really suffer, you are not living your life, you are not even noticing where is your life behind all these efforts that you are doing to keep this polarity, to keep this fake life going on. You cannot stop, and all your life is spinning around that. You put all your money there, you put all your time there, you put all your efforts there, and you are not living your life, and you cannot stop doing that. You cannot stop doing that and start living your life because you have this terrifying, simply horrid fear that if you will stop doing that, everybody will see that actually you are here on this another polarity where you are totally the opposite, where you are not beautiful, not successful, not smart, when you are completely intolerable and you have some kind of defect in you, that this defect will make you completely not worth even to be among people. And people will realize that, and they will stop communicating with you, they will stop friending with you, they wouldn't want any relationships with you, because they will see who you really are. So you cannot afford that happening, and that's why you are trying so hard. Shortly saying, this fear of being rejected, this fear of this shame that you are afraid to experience if you will fall into that polarity, this fear comes from our instincts. Yeah, they say that we don't have instincts, but you cannot get away from that. These are instincts, these are behavioral patterns, whatever you call it, but it's down there inside of us, and it's actually ruling our behavior. So our instincts are dictating this fear, because when we lived back then, let's say in cave times, right? Stone Age, cave times, we were really dependent on our social group, that we lived in, because only being in this group we could survive. Because if our social group will reject us, if they will kick us out, we are doomed to die. Most likely we will die in one or another terrible ways. We will either die of hunger and starvation, or we will die because some wild animals will eat us. And this fear of being rejected by our group is down there, and it's waking up when we are facing any social rejection. So this narcissistic trauma is touching exactly that inner fear from our instincts, that if these people who are now our group, like any kind of people, if they will realize that you are actually not worth even to be among people, you are not worth to be friending with you, then you are not worth to be in relationships with you, they will reject you. They will reject you, and then what? Yes, the answer is in our instincts. You will be thrown away, where you will either die from starvation or wild animals will eat you, but nothing good will happen to you. This answer is coming from our instincts, but of course you do not realize that. You are just afraid to end up in this polarity, and you are trying hard, you are putting all your life on not getting there, just to keep this fake picture. But this fake picture is acceptable for sure. This picture is perfectly beautiful. This picture is perfectly successful. You cannot reject this type of person that you are creating out here, that you are putting so much effort, so much money, so much of your time to maintain this image. You cannot reject this image, and this keeps you safe. That's why you are trying so hard. So let's get already to that point, what to do about that, how to be able to eventually live your life, how to be able to be happy in your life. Because you are the one who is living your life, not these people around. It's you are the one. And you are the one who will end up in the end of your life and who will look back, and what you will remember, this is the only what matters. How you felt, how many happy days you had in your life. This is the only what will matter in the end. So let's get to what we can do about that. To start with it, just try to detach from yourself, where you are and who you are, and see yourself from outside. See yourself just as a random person that you just see on the street. You are just walking on the street, and you are another just random person who is looking at you right there on that street. So you just two random people, and you are the one who is a random person who is looking at yourself. And what this random person will see when he's just looking at yourself. And here is very important moment, that this yourself, who is just a random person on the street, it should be who you really are. Who you really are, without all this fake glitter and sugar coating that you are putting on yourself with all your efforts. Just imagine your real are, who you really are, and you are just who you really are walking on the street. If you are a woman, just as you are, without any makeup, let's say, as you dressed, as you normally dress. So just you are as you are, natural and real. You are just walking on the street, and another random person just looking at you walking on the street. What this person will see. And I can bet that this person will see somebody just normal. Somebody just normal person, just another normal person. Not the best in this world, but not the worst in this world either. This person is just normal, and this is just enough already to like this person, already to be able to be friends with this person, already to be at least around this person. There is nothing terrible in this person. There is nothing bad and ugly in this person that this person would feel worthless and defective. There is nothing about that. When you just look at yourself with this neutral look of somebody who doesn't know you. And to be normal is just enough. Why it's very important? Because when you grew up, especially when you grew up with narcissists, or you really got traumatized by narcissists, you got infected by their perception. You got infected by their perception of their world, of their perception of their vision. You got infected with their prism that they use to look at others and look at the world. And for them, everything should be either the best or the worst. There is nothing in the middle. Just something normal, for them it would be the worst. And most likely this is why you started to feel that you are there in this your polarity where you are the worst, only because you were just normal. But for them, you had to be the best of everybody. You had to be a beauty queen. You had to be the main millionaire in the world, the most successful person in the world, to be able to be considerate. But if you were not a beauty queen, the most successful person in the world, or wherever, you already automatically became the worst. But in a healthy world, just enough to be normal, already to be worse, to be accepted, to be worse, to be in relationships, to be worse, just to be treated normal, just to be treated in a nice way, just to be treated with respect. So on this first step that we are doing, you have to detach from this narcissistic perception and to be able to start accepting perception of healthy people. And with this perception, you are seeing things just normal is enough. Simply normal is enough. This is something what you really have to accept and kind of digest to be able to rid of this narcissistic perception, this narcissistic prism that you really got infected into that relationships that traumatized you. So this was the first step. Second step is to focus on you. Focus on you and yourself. Focus on your targets. Focus on your interests. Focus on yourself completely and totally. What that means? That means that you are prioritizing yourself and your interests. When you are thinking to buy something, when you are thinking to do anything, you are asking yourself a question, and this should be your main question that you are asking yourself. Does it benefit me? How do I benefit from doing that? Let's say you want to buy some expensive device just to be able to keep this your fake image of this glitter and sugar coat. You're asking yourself, does it benefit me? Does it respond to my interest to buy this device? If I will have to spend so much money, maybe I will have to get a loan to buy this device or wherever, definitely that will hurt me, so it doesn't benefit me at all. And when you will start finding out that what you are trying to do by this habit of keeping this glitter, what you are trying to do doesn't benefit you, you will try to give it up. But you will start getting fear and anxiety, and this will be anxiety to fall into that polarity where you are terrible, you are bad and ugly, and you are not worth to be among people. So when you will get this anxiety, watch the paragraph number 1, that you are just normal. Just imagine how you look when somebody completely neutral, just a random person, is looking at you. You are just a normal person, and normal is enough. And here is the third step. Third step is very important because third step is about your surrounding. Your surrounding might consist of narcissistic people as well. It could be people with the same trauma, people traumatized by narcissists who are following the same patterns as you do. Or it can be even like really narcissistic people that will support this your behavior. And why this will happen? Because simply we are finding our surroundings and we are prone to interact with people that traumatized us. Our psychic works that way. Yes, our psychic will pull us into relationships that will exactly reveal the model of relationships that ever traumatized us in the past. And our psychic will need that for us to replay this trauma in a different way, to replay everything what happened there in a different way and kind of to cure it that way. But in real life it happens rarely. Most likely it happens just like a re-traumatization, when you will get in the same relationships, when you get traumatized over and over again, which only confirms all your traumas and all your beliefs that you got from this traumas. Like in this narcissistic case, we are getting all these beliefs that you are worthless, you are nothing, you are full of defects that nobody should see, because if somebody will see your defects, nobody will won't even talk to you. What are you talking about? What are you thinking of? What relationship? What friendship? You are completely unacceptable. So that's why you are trying so hard to show off that you are somebody else. And this is the pattern that will create new relationships in your life that will be exactly same way. So most likely you will have surroundings of the same narcissistic people. So here you will have to be very cautious about who you are talking to and who you are communicating closely. So pay attention to that and try to look for more healthy people for your surroundings, more healthy people with who you can communicate to get healthy feedback and to pick up their brains, to pick up brains of healthy people, to be able to see how healthy people behave, what values healthy people have, and how they see things. So you would be able to see that for healthy people, normal is enough. In the next video, we will talk about narcissistic trauma of defeated way. This is a narcissistic trauma that we will talk about when you are defeated by a narcissist and you are not even trying to show anything off, but you are just defeated. You are staying there. You are not there to show off. You are not there to show up. You are just hiding. You are not there to come up. You are not there to stand out. You are not there to live. Next video we will talk about that. Please comment down below anything what you are interested in. I'm really here to help you. So please write down below maybe your stories or your questions, anything what you are interested in to review in the future. I'm really here to help you. Now please help me by putting like to this video, subscribe to my channel not to miss any future videos, and see you in the next one.